Hey everyone, happy Friday. I'm Jamie Smith. I'm our VP of People and Communications here at Darshakau, and you're watching Coffee and Culture at DSI. So this week, I have a very special guest. Not only do I have Janet Sweeney, one of our personal lines agents, but I've got Spitfire, Janet's new little baby goat. Look how cute she is. She's not happy right now. You said earlier she's getting tired.
Yeah, she's ready for her nap.
Aw, look at that face. I wish I could wear a little jumper like that.
You could.
Would people pick me up by
Don't
it
they
too?
make the man rompers now?
Well, we'll get to know Spitfire in a minute, but I'm excited to sit down with Janet. She's been and Spitfire. Spitfire's excited too. Janet's actually, she celebrated your 12-year anniversary with us this week, right?
Yes.
That's exciting. 12 years is a long time.
It's 4,000 and something days.
In minutes, seconds.
I didn't go that far. There was some sick time involved.
So, in that 12 years, you've obviously seen a ton of change here at DSI.
Yes, I was thinking about that last night. When I started here, we had one office, one boss, and we could go out to eat and fit at one table.
Well, aside from just we now have 8 offices and a lot more people, what are some of the other, I guess, more big significant changes that you've seen with the company over the past 12 years?
We have so many more departments now, and we're able to fully serve our clients,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what line of business they need. And I think our products are much better. We have more markets, more carriers to write with, more options.
And you didn't bring goats in 12 years ago?
No, I brought my children in. This was much worse. Much louder. They were little.
So how have you grown over 12 years here at DSI? I mean, you started out in probably an entry-level type, maybe filing type position.
I started out part-time. I was a stay-at-home mom. When I came back here, I'd been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years. And when I started here, I had a 2nd grader, a 4th grader, a 6th grader, and an 8th grader. And now my oldest daughter's turning 26 tomorrow.
Wow. And
my little one is 20 and a half. I have grown as well. I'm now an agent with a good-sized book of business.
Very large book of business.
A lot of it is John and Ray's older business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a client base that I've known for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's going to sleep.
Now she's sleepy. She got into that comfortable position.
Yeah.
So, what makes you love it here? I mean, 12 years is a long time. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you're getting ready for work, what makes you excited to come into work every day?
There's always a problem to solve first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always problems that can be solved. And it's fun. The challenge is fun. Of just getting through the day, getting people in a better position they were in, giving them excellent customer service. In the morning I have a list in my head of where I'm going to start and what I want to get through. And I get through it, and I couldn't picture myself working anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know you and I have worked together for 3 years now, and you are definitely a stickler for customer service. You want to make sure that clients are taken care of a certain way, and you're very protective over that, and I love that about you. So what would you say really makes you different from other agents? Why do your clients want to do business with you?
Well, both John and Ray have always said the most important thing is taking care of the customer. And that's right. Every decision I make is what's best for the customer. It's never what's best for us, what's best for the business. It's always what's best for the customer, and it just makes it so easy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not creating problems to solve later. You're creating solutions. And I am very defensive about my customers. I'm a consumer myself. And every year I feel a little bit more let down about customer service. We built a deck a couple weeks ago, and I ended up doing the math, and it took us longer to go to a big box store 4 times to get the materials and what they missed and the price corrections and the customer service issues than it actually took us to build the deck.
Wow.
So there is a customer service crisis in this country, I feel like, and I really pride myself on us being a solution to that.
Mm-hmm. So with that said, I mean, you've hired a lot of people here over the years. A couple years ago, you were responsible for a really large customer service team before you moved into focusing more on being an agent and selling most of the day. So what do you think it takes to be successful here?
We've gone back and forth, and I think we've all come to an agreement. Customer service isn't something that you can always train.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance can be trained. You can learn how to do insurance. So I think we've always focused on the right fit in a new employee, and if they have the ability to exceed expectations, and everything else works out
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't work out. I think to be a good fit, you have to be able to prioritize, and it's important to really like what you're doing. Customers can hear a smile.
Mm-hmm.
A smile is very loud, and the opposite of a smile is even louder.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been very fortunate that we've hired over the years some fantastic, happy people that love working here.
Mm-hmm. To be part of our squad.
Yeah.
So how did you get into insurance? I mean, most people, like I had Blaine Harris in here last week or 2 weeks ago, most people just kind of stumble into it. Is that what happened to you?
Yeah, I really wanted a job at a dry cleaners.
Okay.
Because it was part-time and I wanted to go back to work part-time. When my oldest daughter was 14, I realized I was volunteering probably too much. I had volunteered all day, 12 days straight. I was teaching a class at church. I was organizing our first vacation Bible school. I was volunteer coordinator at Littlewood for the entire school. I was room mom for 2 classes besides that at the school. I was just that mom. And I wanted something that was more about me,
Mm-hmm.
going back to work part-time. So Sarah actually mentioned me to John Dar Sr., and I'm kind of proud of that fact. I'm like the last person John Dar Sr. hired.
Okay.
And he likes to remind people of that as well. And, it was a filing, strictly an administrative job. And I thought it was so much more challenging than it actually is. Insurance makes sense. You just have to have an open mind. So I was quoting and binding policies, not even realizing I was selling insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying, "What do you mean sell a policy? What is that?" And I had been doing it
Mm-hmm.
for 2 months before I realized there wasn't another piece. I was talking to people, finding out what they needed, and binding a policy. So I started in May of 06, and I became Johnny's CSR in December of 06. So it happened pretty quickly. I got my agent's license in 08. Not because I needed to, but every once in a while a client would say, "Are you an agent?" And I wanted to be able to say yes. I wanted them to have the confidence
Mm-hmm.
in what I was telling them. So I went ahead and did that, and it's just grown. But insurance makes sense to me. Insurance isn't about something you have to have. Insurance is a financial product that you use to protect your assets. And that's a huge deal. We all work really hard for what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important that we protect what we have.
Yeah. Well,
even our goats.
Yes, and speaking of protecting what you have quite a few of these little guys. So talk a little bit about about Holy Moly. Tell us about that.
So a few years ago, almost 3 years ago, we bought 5 acres out on Mill Harbor Road, and we were going to have a couple of animals. And now we have 75.
I love that, a couple.
We started with a couple. We had 2 dogs and some cats. The cat came with the house. So the fun thing about Holy Moly is, for the most part, things are either miniature,
Mm-hmm.
like Spitfire,
Except
or
for the rabbits. They're not
giant.
miniature.
So we have the miniature donkeys, the miniature horse, the miniature goats. We have a lot of those right now. Then we have giant
Dogs.
We have Great Pyrenees. They weigh about $150 a piece, but they're working dogs. Then we have Flemish giant rabbits. They're about 3 feet long right now, and they're still growing. They're about 6 months old. And then we have a giant tortoise.
Lenny.
He's about 80 pounds. Lenny, he's my absolute favorite. He's just awesome. And then we have...
Speaking of Lenny, though, I still will never in my life forget Ray Shackow's face when Ray was sitting at his desk.
And Lenny
And you
walked
brought
into
Lenny
his
in,
office.
and Lenny walked into his office.
It was amazing. And I couldn't even get him out because he's too heavy. When you try to pick him up, he pushes out and you can't hold on to him. But he has quite the personality. And that's what's funny. You know, it's funny when I say this, but I'm not an animal lover. I never have been.
Mm-hmm.
But everything has its own little personality. I think I kind of respect them. They all have a purpose. I'm not sure what the goat's purpose is, but
Just to be cute, obviously. Look at that.
and the ag exemption is nice. But everything on our farm, you know, the guardians, the big dogs are the guardians, the donkeys are our guardians. We have a large steer that's going to freezer camp. We have pigs that are going to freezer camp.
Freezer camp.
We have turkeys. We have 10 ducks. We have about 25 chickens. Everybody in the office gets fresh eggs with no E. coli. You know, we have a garden that we feed them out of. It's just a really nice hobby. It's very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Different than insurance.
Yeah.
But they fit well together.
Yeah. Well, I know we've talked quite a bit on these episodes of our annual Christmas party with the golf tournament through the office. In the past couple of years, we've been fortunate enough to have the hole that Janet creates have goats in the hole.
Baby goats.
Baby goats. And that's literally the life of the party. All of our employees who have kids that bring them in, all they want to do is go to Janet's office and pet the goats. It's hilarious.
I set the bar a little too high the first year. So now it's baby goats every year. We have to arrange that.
Yes, and people were begging for the rabbits, too.
The rabbits will probably come in next year. I've been careful with the rabbits just because they're still young.
Mm-hmm.
And they're big. So
Yeah.
might just be one. I have no idea how far they could actually hop.
Yeah.
Although I think a great event would be to have the tortoise and the hare race.
Yes.
Maybe around the hallway.
That'd be great.
Put a little fake money on it. Possibly some PTO.
Yeah, or we could do some of our new paid volunteer time out at Holy Moly if we wanted to.
Pretty sure it doesn't fit into the parameters you gave us, but I would love that if anybody wants to volunteer. There's a lot of things to be picked up and fed. But I think we pretty much have every single farm animal. Oh, we have a miniature cow too. I forgot to mention Carl Jr.
Carl Jr.
And we have a little ram named Hemi that we got on St. Patrick's Day. He's the newest. So anything you can think of that belongs on a farm, I think we have one of.
Nice. Well,
I mean, I dare you to think of something we don't have, because I'll probably go get it next week.
it'll be Googling
I have
as soon as
priced
we leave.
camels and I have priced zebras.
Well, the next step is turning it into a legitimate pet farm so that we can start making some money off of all
That's
these
an
animals.
insurance issue.
Talk to your agents. But I just wanted to say we love having you here. You're a huge asset to DSI, and congrats on the 12 years.
Thank you.
That's an awesome accomplishment. And if you guys would like to join the DSI squad and pet some baby goats, we'd love for you to check out our website at darshakowinsurance.com, where you can see all of the positions that we're hiring for. Fill out your online application, and we will be in touch soon. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Janet. I really appreciate you sitting down with us.
And you want to hold the goat, right?
I will definitely want to hold the goat, especially if she'll sit there and sleep. But happy Friday. Thank you guys so much. Take care.